I have a message for the hardworking business owners that own roofing companies that are looking to get into a business and provide a product for homeowners. Be very careful because, in my opinion and experience, and from a lot of the dealers that are in close contact with me within the Shingle Magic network, you're not going to get any support when it hits the fan.
The concept of roof rejuvenation has become more popular in recent years, and it generally refers to the process of cleaning a roof and applying some kind of product to it. There are a few different products out there, but most of them have the same underlying idea. The homeowner doesn't have to shell out for a roof replacement, and they extend the life of their shingles.
If you're about to replace your roof, stop. There's a solution about 80% less expensive. Roof Max, guaranteed to extend the life of your roof up to 15 years at a fraction of the cost of a new roof.
I want to make a quick disclaimer. Roofing Insights does recommend rejuvenation systems. We love Roof Max. Ugly roof is okay. We've been partnering with Roof Max for many years. This video is not against roof rejuvenation systems. If you are on the market for a new roof and you want to get 5-6 more years out of your asphalt shingles, you absolutely should look into rejuvenation. Go to roofinginsights.com and see who we recommend, but this one is our investigation about total scam. Roof rejuvenation should not cost more than typical roof. This product is very bad. See why for yourself, but if you need my advice and my recommendation, check out roofinginsights.com. Brands we recommend. Don't be confused. There are good players and bad players in every industry.
Some of these products may seem too good to be true, but there are others that claim to be backed up by science. One of them is Shingle Magic Sealer, which was developed by Frank Carmen, an entrepreneur and paint industry expert. His business partner, Dominic Caminata, is the founder of Grosso University, and he brought sales training expertise to Shingle Magic when it hit the market several years ago.
No matter the conditions, rain, snow, hail, wind, heat, we'll be there protecting your roof. From all the elements, don't replace your roof. Restore, protect, preserve, and save with Shingle Magic Sealer.
Unlike other rejuvenation products, Shingle Magic Sealer is close to the cost of a new roof, roughly $4 per square foot, and it promises to restore almost any roof for up to 30 years. For comparison, a new asphalt shingle roof can cost between $4.25 and $8.25 and will last 15 to 20 years on average. Shingle Magic is marketed as being better than a new roof. But does it really work? We spoke to one former dealer who says he has spent thousands repairing and replacing roofs after they were coated with the sealer.
What we learned in a short period of time is it's not what it's marketed to be. It's not better than a new roof. It's considerably not.
Raymond Muldrew opened a Shingle Magic dealership in Georgia in 2022. After learning the application process, they started taking jobs.
We approach these jobs, really the approach is to identify any issues that are on there, and that's what the tune-up process is for. So do a 10-point inspection, identify any areas where there's missing shingles or there's leaks. And early on, we contracted with reputable roofing companies where they would go in and tune it up. In addition to that, we do what they call a full soft wash. You need to clean it, make sure that surface and the debris is taken care of.
After the roof is cleaned, it is coated with the sealer. That's the process Raymond followed. But within a few months, he had an issue with a roof they coated.
He had an architectural roof. It was 15 years old. No red flags at all. He had no previous leaks that happened. 3 to 4 weeks later, phone call from the customer. Hey, I hate to say this, but I got a bucket in the middle of my living room and there's leaks coming in. And so it's like, okay, well, let's get out there and just kind of see what's going on. Now, I will tell you in the roofing industry, which I've learned, if there's going to be a leak, it's usually in your vulnerable points. It's a chimney, it's a pipe boot, it's near the eaves, it's where the gutters are overflowing. In this scenario, which was very shocking to me, it was in the middle, it was in the field is what they call that.
Raymond's team went out to the site with the roofing company they were working with, identified some shingles that were sticking up, and resealed them. Then he called Shingle Magic CEO Frank Carmen.
He's like, well, it has to be the moisture that's in the house. And we're like, well, Frank, there is none because there's no attic. He's like, oh, it has to be that. It was just like always, it has to be this or it has to be that.
Raymond says he paid for those repairs out of pocket. But a few weeks later, the customer called again. There was a new leak on a completely different part of the roof.
So this time we're like, okay, let's take these shingles up and just kind of see what's going on there. Well, second time that we came back, what we discovered was that the adhesion, the way that the sealant was bonding to the shingles was coming up in every area. You could literally rub it off like if you were to put latex paint on like concrete, right? You could just peel it up.
At this point, Raymond says he contacted Frank again because the sealer is supposed to have a 10-year warranty. It's one of the things they used to sell dealers on the product in a 2021 training webinar posted online.
Our focus as a company is to be able to produce this product and give a labor and material warranty. So for any reason, which we never had in my 40 years, I've never had a defect, never had a failure, never had a lawsuit in anything I've ever done. We take that and we give it a labor and material. So if we manufacture the product incorrectly, we're going to supply the labor and the materials to fix the job. That means we take the dealer and we pay them to fix it.
We reached out to Frank multiple times for this story, but did not get a response. As for Raymond, he says when he told Frank about the second leak, they were told to patch it again and to send in the shingles with adhesion problems for testing.
4 weeks later, we got the results back, and the results show that it was contamination. There was sodium hydrochloride on it, whatever the chemical is for soft washing. He's like, that's why, unequivocally, with full certainty, that's why you have this issue, that you're soft washing. So I said, let's test this theory. So I get my production manager, I go back to say, let's get shingles. We get a row of shingles, 8 by 8. We pull our soft wash guys in. I said, look, I want you to use the same chemical. I want you to drench it in this sodium hydrochloride. I think if I'm saying that correctly. I don't want you to rinse it at all. No rinse. Sodium hydrochloride, no rinse, put it on there. And I want you to leave it. So we leave it for a day, because usually when you soft wash, which is putting the chemicals and slowly rinsing all of that off, hence the soft wash, you rinse all of those chemicals off. I said, leave it all, leave that high pH. We come through, we coat it with the coating, Shingle Magic Sealer. No adhesion problems, went right on the shingle, no adhesion problems.
But still, Raymond says Frank wouldn't honor the warranty. And then there was a third leak.
4 weeks later, another leak, another phone call. Hate to tell it to you guys. Now he's feeling bad for us, the customer, right? Can you imagine? Sorry to have you guys come back out.
At this point, Raymond talked to his team, and they decided that they had to honor the warranty, even if Shingle Magic wouldn't. So they replaced the customer's entire roof.
So we had to pay out of pocket a lot of money, thousands and thousands of dollars, labor, material, and just did it. And that was really tough for us early on, because you got to think, this is our first 20 jobs. Every penny that we need to keep going and keep building and keep growing.
Unfortunately, this wasn't the only roof that had issues. Raymond says they had to fully replace a second roof and spent thousands repairing others. But with so many variables on every roofing project, it is hard to pinpoint whether the sealer itself caused damage, whether the application process caused damage, or if it was something else entirely. Now, Shingle Magic Sealer has been independently tested, and Frank Carmen explained this to dealers in the training webinar from 2021.
ASTM is the gold standard for testing worldwide. So we put every single different category through ASTM testing. For example, granule adhesion, which we're going to show you the whole process it went through. But in every single category, we beat a new shingle. So I went out and got 20-year-old shingles, 42-year-old shingle, and we tested that against a brand new shingle. We sent it in to PRI. They're the standard. They actually do all the testing for asphalt shingles. They're out of Tampa Bay, Florida, PRI. And we were able to beat them by 1,800% using a 20 and 42-year-old shingle. Well, they say, how do you do that? It's all based upon the ASTM test. So it's a proven technology. It's not like we're saying that we're better than new. We are truly in every category.
What he said about the test results. That is all true according to this report from PRI, which is the company that did the testing. And it's also true that ASTM test standards are recognized by the roofing industry worldwide.
For 125 years, ASTM International has been driving change and thinking boldly with solutions that underpin safety and performance across dozens of industries, including energy, aviation, advanced manufacturing, construction.
But Raymond shared a video with us that he says shows Shingle Magic being tested, and you can see it being applied with a paintbrush, which looks very different from how dealers were taught to apply the sealer by spraying it on. So how was Shingle Magic tested, and what does it actually tell us? We talked to Jason Simmons from PRI, and he confirmed that they performed several tests of Shingle Magic sealer in accordance with ASTM standards. Specifically, they measured granule loss and how well the sealer held up against wind, hail, and other kinds of impact. In each of these tests, the shingles treated with the sealer outperformed the untreated shingles. But Jason also explained that because Shingle Magic is a new category of product, these ASTM tests are not specifically designed for a roof sealer.
The twist in a situation like this is for the product category that we're talking about, for the subject product category. It's new, it's innovative. There's nothing in the code that says for that product type, you have to do A, B, and C because this product is new. And so then, what do you do? And so it becomes not the Wild West, but it becomes, it's not very prescribed. When you have a new widget, you need to go out and promote it. And so a lot of times the best thing to do is to take the test standards that are closest to your widget, adapt those to better fit your widget, and then go out and do that.
Now, PRI also compared water absorption in shingles, both treated and untreated, with Shingle Magic Sealer. It showed that the treated shingles retained less water, but this was a proprietary test, not an ASTM standard.
It's a proprietary test method, which means that the client came to us and said, hey, I want to do X, Y, and Z. And so that's what we did here. Yeah, the results of this are, it's weight gain of a shingle. Nowhere else that I'm familiar with, you do asphalt shingles, do anything with water absorption and drying. And so it is a fair question to say, okay, what are you trying to say here? That your treatment keeps the shingle from absorbing as much water as it typically does? Okay, to what avail? Is that a good thing? Is it a bad thing?
We also asked about how the sealer was applied, and Jason told us that the manufacturer would have directed them in how to paint it on for each of the tests.
Sometimes in coatings, manufacturers say you can brush, spray, or roller apply. That's a very typical fluid applied instruction.
Jason said this may have been the case with Shingle Magic Sealer, but could not confirm that since it is not listed in the testing reports on their website. He also explained that the manufacturer directs how much of the product is applied.
In general, we're going to install at the manufacturer's instructions. We're also going to install at the more critical portion, because sometimes, manufacturer might say this is a coating. So manufacturer might say, I'm just going to make up numbers, apply 50 to 150 mils thick, right? Well, that's a huge range. And so when we're doing testing, we're generally going to, if you're going to give us a big range that you want us to test for, we're going to apply to the more critical side of that range. So if you say, hey, we're doing a granule scrub property, And again, this is a generic, I'm kind of speaking generically here, but in theory, the more coating that you put on, the better the result would be. And so if there was a window of 50 mils to 150 mils, we would generally target the 50 mil side. And we might get 52 mils or 53 mils.
As far as the adhesion issues that Raymond noticed, PRI did not specifically test the adhesion of Shingle Magic Sealer. And crucially, they did not soft wash the shingles before applying the sealer for other tests like Raymond did, which could affect adhesion. Now, in this video posted to the Shingle Magic YouTube page, Dominic Caminata recommends prepping the roof with 30 seconds outdoor cleaner. It's a chemical that could be used to perform a soft wash, also called a low-pressure wash. However, in this video, they remove the cleaner with a high-pressure spray. Cleaning issues aside, there are ASTM adhesion tests for other roof coating products that were not used for Shingle Magic. But as Jason explained, testing will never fully recreate the conditions of a roof in the field. Factors like tree cover, local weather patterns, and air pollution can all affect how well a coating adheres to a roof.
There's some challenging aspects of testing adhesion of manufactured products to old roofs, because every old roof is unique.
4 other tests listed on the Shingle Magic website were not done by PRI and are not ASTM standards. The truck test, the pressure test, the heat reflective UV resistance test, and the recovery impact test. When you take it all together, there are some fair questions about the Shingle Magic testing process, especially with the water absorption test, which is not an ASTM standard. Raymond had adhesion issues on at least one of the roofs he coated, and there may be additional tests that could help explain why that happened, or at least rule out some possibilities. But for now, we don't have an answer. And then there is the fact that there is not a standard testing process for roof sealant, because this product is so new. None of this means the ASTM test results for Shingle Magic are inaccurate, but they are all worth considering if you're interested in buying or selling this product. For his part, Raymond is no longer a Shingle Magic dealer, but he says he is continuing to repair former customers' roofs free of charge, honoring the Shingle Magic warranty with his own money.
If I get a call from any one of the customers we've sold on adhesion, on leak, on a shingle missing up, on algae, we take care of it. And we don't go to the warranty and say, well, look, here's what we're not going to cover. This is what we cover. It's like, no, they invested in a new roof and they're not going to worry about it for 10 years. So we honor out of our pocket those 10 years.
Despite dealing with these losses, Raymond has been able to successfully pivot to a traditional roofing business.
It wasn't an easy transition. We didn't just wake up one day and say we're full replacement. Everything had to be redone, from the name to the marketing material, to the business model, to the structure, to the relationships, to the suppliers. It took months and months, and it came very, very close from us not being here.
Frank Carmen and Dominic Caminata did not respond to requests for comment on this story. According to Raymond, Dominic has left the company. Let us know what you think in the comments, and be sure to like and subscribe.